Back as we continue tracking the aftermath of Cyclone Nivar, what is in store for Chennai, Puducherry and other districts on coastal Tamil Nadu the next 24 hours and in the week to come, because there's another system that's currently developing that could spell trouble for the city of Chennai. Dr. Manu Gupta, co-founder of Seeds, is with us on this broadcast. We also have Srikanth, who is a weather blogger, founder of Chennai Rain's weather blog. Srikanth, to you first. I'd like to first start off by appreciating all that you've been doing through the night, updating us on the movement of the cyclone. You know, as someone who has family in Chennai, it's very reassuring to see those updates also that you keep putting out. I want to know from you, Srikanth, now whether the rains are going to continue now in the next 24 hours. A lot of focus on the system that's developing that could hit coastal Tamil Nadu next week.
Yeah, I mean, the rains are likely to continue at least for the next 24 hours because you have a circulation still existing. Okay, it's still a cyclone, and it's likely to become a deep depression at least for the next 12 hours or so. So it is in effect a cyclone still which exists, and it will continue to move in a northwest direction towards the interior area. So as the disturbance moves in, you'll have the circulation of rain bands being recycled from Bay of Bengal over Tamil Nadu.
Apologies, we've lost a connection with Srikanth. At this point, connections a bit dodgy in Chennai. There have been power outages. Connections are pretty bad. So do bear with us as we try to reconnect with Srikanth to get you a sense of what lies ahead for coastal Tamil Nadu. Dr. Manu Gupta, you know, we were discussing earlier about what really will happen if there is another spell of heavy rain. How do you think the administration should be prepared for next week's storm?
Yeah, I think we need to remain prepared, and as the colleague from NDRF also mentioned that the worst is not over yet. Learning from the 2015 experience, there were heavy flooding in Chennai, particularly in North Chennai, and what we noticed was the low-lying areas getting inundated for fairly long periods of time, which meant that people had to be evacuated, temporarily placed in alternate locations. This may still be required in this given situation that we are in. Given also the fact that we are in a COVID pandemic, we will also need to look at all the precautions that would need to be taken in a mass evacuation facility.
Yes.
Where we will have to at least keep, according to our calculations, at least 30% less number of people than you would normally do.
Okay.
So that's something that authorities need to keep in mind. How do you maintain COVID protocols when people have to be evacuated? But those who are at home, I think they need to prepare themselves with their essentials, with possibility of power outages happening every now and then, like you just mentioned. So keeping their essential mobile phones charged, information is a huge relief in such kind of cases, and so on.
Okay, Dr. Gupta, stay with us. We lost a connection with Srikanth. I'll go across to him in just a bit to understand what really the forecast is for Chennai as well as Puducherry. Before that, I just want to play out a few ground reports that have been filed by reporters. They've been up all night tracking the movement of the cyclone and getting us regular updates.
It's around 3 a.m. in Puducherry, and what we are seeing here is intense rainfall and heavy winds hitting the city, and this situation is going to continue for the next 2 to 3 hours. We are being told that people in the low-lying areas are being evacuated and moved to better places in the relief camps. The situation is getting very tense here. We can see in Puducherry city itself, where I'm standing, there is water logging. There's a stream of water which is running around in the street, and this situation will continue because the last couple of hours intense rainfall has been lashing this union territory, and things are not seeming to be fine. Winds at a speed of around 120 to 145 kilometers per hour are to hit the coast, and this situation will only intensify. We have been seeing that relief operation vehicles have been moving in and out of this region. Situation is very tense in Puducherry, and we have to wait and watch as to what kind of destruction Cyclone Nivar has caused to the city. With camera person Daniel from Puducherry, this is Akshay Nath for India Today.
Well, it's the middle of the night as of now, and we are in Pondi Bazaar of Chennai. In fact, this is the main shopping area for the people living in Chennai. Well-maintained, clean, beautiful roads, and you have trees lined up on either side. However, after 11 o'clock, that is when the process of landfall began. And as of now, according to the IMD, the center of the cyclone has actually hit the coast somewhere near Puducherry. And this is what is happening over here in Chennai. And this is what we are noticing, that branches, in fact, have actually fallen. They've actually faced the brunt of the heavy and winds that Chennai has faced because of the cyclone for the past entire day almost. And this is what is happening now. It starts to rain, it stops to rain, it drizzles, it stops. For some time there is absolutely no rain. For the next 10 minutes, it's pouring cats and dogs. So this is the situation as of now in Chennai. But thankfully, the police are patrolling the road, making sure that nobody comes out, steps out in the interest of their own safety. And well, so as of now, we just have to wait for the next 24 odd hours for things to return back to normal so that people can once more get out and get going with their lives. With video journalist Divyan, this is Nolan Pinto for India Today in Chennai.
So those reports were filed just as the cyclone made landfall. It did create quite a bit of destruction. What's good to see, however, is that authorities are already on the ground, very promptly ensuring that there is zero inconvenience that's really caused to people. But I cannot stress on this enough. The next 24 hours, please do stay indoors, because there is a forecast of some spells, intermittent spells of heavy rains that's expected. Taking this back across to Srikanth, weather blogger, who's joining us. We lost that connection with you, Srikanth, earlier. You were telling us really what is the forecast ahead?
Yeah, as I said, there is a circulation, so it'll continue to recycle moisture from the bay onto Tamil Nadu. So you'll continue to have rain bands coming in over Tamil Nadu and South Andhra Pradesh and South Karnataka. Now, what will happen is, unlike when the circulation was in the sea, in this case, it'll all depend on how the trajectory of the cloud is. So it could lead to a situation where parts of Chennai might suddenly see very heavy spell of rain, while say about 5 kilometers away, it could not be as heavy as
Srikanth, I just wanted also
side.
a quick update from you before I let you go about that system that's developing currently, which could hit Chennai next week. You know, it sparked a lot of fears about whether it's going to be like 2015, in which we saw 2 such systems, then creating a lot of problems. Is that going to be the case? Is it going to be as, heavy and as bad as this cyclone?
See, I'll tell you what, I think rains are a fairly...
Apologies, we've lost our connection yet again with Srikanth. We'll try to reconnect with him. But all in all, the situation as far as coastal Tamil Nadu and Puducherry is concerned, there seems to be minimal damage, minimal impact. Fortunately, that's because authorities were fully prepared, knew what needed to be done. People followed the advisory. Important again to reiterate that caution is the need of the hour. Please stay indoors for the next 24 hours as well.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.